Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to some more Fear of Dracula. We've got some post-game analysis of one of Strider656's games from the American League. This is actually his last game of the American League that we have going on. It's finished a couple of weeks earlier than the European League. And for this one, I've got a very special guest on the line. We're joined in the commentary booth by Werecraft. Hello, Werecraft.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, we've got the stars are finally aligned. We said at the beginning of the competition, oh, let's do some commentary together, and then we haven't our timetables haven't matched up. We've both been busy, so yeah, really good to have you on the channel again. It's been quite a while. I hope you're doing well, and yeah, we'll go through this game. Actually, you saw this game live, right?
I saw much of it live, yes.
Okay, so I'm the opposite. I know the result, but I don't know what happened at all, so it's going to be interesting to hear it from two different perspectives then. So without further ado, we'll just get started, and then we can chip in if need be. If you want me to ever pause the recording or the video, Werecraft, so you want to chat about something in more detail, we just can. So whatever you want.
Okay,
right,
thank you.
everyone.
I
Welcome
look forward
to
to
my
giving my American Dracula
turn-
thoughts to this game.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. You'd be feeling all very refreshed about everything, right? Because you haven't been playing in the competition, so you've been able to see it through sort of fresh eyes and not with any sort of competitor's bias or anything.
I hope so.
Get better at the game. It's the same thing. To improve and to have fun and to get a win. So I did get 2 wins, so I feel pretty good about it. I beat Quincy, which is very, 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 very excited about. So in this game, I'll be playing Piratejoe, who's on his way, and I'll be playing as Dracula.
How long do we have to wait for that? I might skip the feed just until we can get to. Okay, they're going in now. Yeah, I'm really happy now that Roscoe told me when we were doing the post-game analysis of the match against Quincy to actually say, "Oh, listen to Strider's reaction," because that's just the funniest thing I've ever heard.
He's very exuberant when he wins.
Oh yeah. But I like that, especially after a tournament where he's, it's been a bit tough for him. Yeah, that's the classic Piratejoe start.
I'll start in. I'll do an Eastern start. Actually, Eastern starts have been awful for me. Oh, so good luck, have fangs, by the way. Okay. You have to think. For a second here. I'm sorry.
It's kind of interesting. I think before the tournament, I think Strider had only done Dracula games, and then in the end, both his tournament wins that he's got before this match were both on Hunters. It's just interesting how it all works out.
The question is the game about...
Most interesting.
I think I'll start in... in Nantes.
Decisions.
I say that a lot. The first move is the hardest because you got nothing to react to, so you just you got all the possibilities. You don't know where to start.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not a bad place to start.
Well, it's not a bad place to start, but I would have started in the east because with this alternate setup, the hunters start even farther away from the east than usual.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I suppose...
So my opening again. This is my last game of the tournament. I'm very excited to have a chance to play in this. I was actually debating whether or not I should be part of this. I almost dropped out because I was involved in... let's see what he's got. Come on, dude. I want to see your card.
Garlic.
Hey, did you see a glitch?
Yeah, that's the classic renewed vigor glitch.
Is it just me?
Such a weird thing. I guess the reason why maybe you don't...
think...
Oh, you go. I think the reason why maybe you don't start in the east is because there is a risk that hired scouts is just going to go beeline straight for that area.
Yes, I think that is a consideration. But and I was about to say the same thing. That said, there are a lot of different places you could start in the east. You could start on the Black Sea coast. You could start somewhere like Budapest and then make your way east.
Yeah.
And even if they do catch you early, then they either have to spend a lot of time getting to you in order to get your initial vampire. It means they might be a tad undersupplied, or they won't be able to get to you, and it won't matter that they know where you are early.
This type of start that he's doing here, not is hard to reach, but then you could get, depending on when you're caught by newspaper or by scouts or whatever, you might end up getting surrounded by 3 hunters really quickly. So you gotta be really careful. And also, we know from playing Piratejoe, Piratejoe is quite aggressive, let's say, and he will not hesitate in the slightest to just jump on Dracula if he knows where he is and just ignore trails and stuff. So
Yeah.
I think you have to play.
He threw down a reckless. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it. Go for it. Yeah.
He threw down a reckless vampire, and he held on to his hoax.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess hoping he gets the points out of it. But yeah, the fact Brussels was the place he went to, it's quite well connected. So even if it's a normal newspaper reveal, not the immediately one, he can easily get a couple of hunters to that location. Yeah, maybe hoax is better to burn the stake.
Yeah, and then put down the reckless. Right, even maybe put the rumor token on the hoax in order to burn up the stake, or maybe the other way around. Because if you put the rumor token on the vampire, then the delay from dealing with the hoax might mean that they don't get to the vampire.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But still, it's a very well-connected area, so yeah. You'd think there'd be another hunter ready, but then there's also that risk because it is a central location. There are a lot of wolf form possibilities. And if the hunters are thinking about that and not the trail, then maybe you could get away with it. And yeah, if one hunter commits to deal with the first 2 encounters, that could be a burnt stake on the hoax, or the delay from the hoax, and then they've saved their stake, but they can't get to the vampire behind it. Yeah. It's almost like this weird thing I was going to say, where you almost have to play the opponent sometimes. If you know, right, this opponent does things in a slightly different way, then I need to adapt my strategy to it. I think especially as Dracula, as hunters, you can be a little bit, I think, at least with me anyway, I play my hunters my set way every time. And yeah, I just adapt to what the game is doing rather than the opponent necessarily. But I think as Dracula, you have to kind of think about the hunters. Like, is this going to be like a sort of calm, conservative hunter, or is this going to be a really aggressive like hunter player? And you have to kind of think about what they could potentially do at each turn. Interesting what he throws down now, actually.
Yeah, that's can be hard to judge playing the player or the game.
Especially for someone like Strider who hasn't been in the community for that long. I mean, I've played quite a few games against most of the people who are in the tournament, apart from the new players, obviously. But yeah, if it's somebody who's like a familiar face in the community, then yeah, you get to learn kind of how they play. It's also kind of risky too, because all he has to do is move Mina up to Godalming, and then he can scan and they'll find him.
Yeah, that's risky, and it kind of plays to one of the strengths of this alternate setup, which is that you can scan Germany.
Yeah. Which, as the setup that I normally use, that is a weakness of my setup. You can't scan the center of the map as easily.
I still think it's better to start the 2 hunters in Vienna because of the better rail connections, and the fact that starting in the east is a worry, and Vienna is better for that than Munich, Vienna, or this. But that's just my opinion. There are advantages and disadvantages of both.
I've seen some matches recently where they've done it where Godalming starts in 58, and then Mina starts in Genoa, so it puts off the Italy start. Because the other weakness of my setup is that Bari is quite hard to get to, unless you find it incredibly early. So you can maybe put Dracula's off by putting 100 in Genoa, and then you just rail them up to Vienna to trade, but then you're having to waste a day action. So it just depends.
I think it's the cost of doing that outweigh the benefits, because you're probably going to move Mina up to Vienna, and then you've just wasted an action with her moving there. Because you really need them together in the majority of games. There are games where they can get by without being together, but with the need to trade away like 1 tickets from Godalming to Mina and items, the majority of games you want them together.
Yeah.
And you don't want Godalming down in Genoa, because that leaves the center of the map too open, and the east too leaves them too far away from the east. But there are advantages of doing it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. My perspective as hunter plays.
No matter what you do, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say I always play from the perspective of efficiency and not being tricksy. If I'm just complete static with my hunters, I feel like the extra supplies I get would outweigh any hurt that Dracula can do to me. But then I know there are other hunter players who think differently, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
I like the Strasbourg move, because he could potentially wolf form immediately now. If he wanted to.
I certainly hope that Strider and others will come back if we have another tournament.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, I really hope so. Especially if there's enough time in between, so it's not like tournament fatigue's not going to kick in. I think the tournament's been a bit of a rude awakening for some. But
around the map.
There's a lot to handle with this game. But I'm actually really happy that a lot of new players signed up. I'm sure there's a lot of appetite for it. Ooh. That's a tough choice. Oh, I don't think... Oh, okay, right. Oh, see, that was a... Maybe did it just Amsterdam. Right, okay, let's get your thoughts on it. Because obviously, Roscoe and I have our different opinions on Aggie and Rufus. Which ally is better for you, Werecraft? You can be the tiebreaker.
I think they're both quite good. I have a preference for Aggie, though.
Oh, well, okay. It seems like I'm on the losing side. That was a very... Why? To pick Brussels? That would have been my go-to search, honestly. I'm sure you just...
I would have done Sofia or Bucharest or somewhere like that.
Or if you thought it was Amsterdam, then just pick Amsterdam and not Brussels, right?
Yeah.
That's so risky, because he could have misdirected it. Oh.
Now, at this point, he knows he's almost certainly going to lose that vampire in Brussels. So I would have thrown down something like the Hoax, or maybe another vampire.
Yeah, you put down the... Oh, jeez. Oh.
Yep. Piratejoe's playing very aggressive here. Maybe he has both already.
Maybe, and he can afford to lose one. Yeah. I mean, better if he'd... Oh. Would you wolf form? If you know that you've been revealed, would you just wolf form immediately? To give you a bit of distance?
Well, the problem with that is that he can't really jump outside the net unless he goes 44.
And
Maybe
that's-
dual forming to 44 was the move, but yeah, maybe.
That's awkward. That's the only problem with saboteurs, right? You want them to be searching at night. It doesn't benefit to ambush here because he's not going to get delayed to deal with the vampire. Saboteurs are such poor encounters, sadly.
There are no bats.
No, they're no bats. No, very poor version of bats. You want them to be deliberately searched, unless you're protecting, like you're using them as the direct guardian to a vampire or hoax or something. You just want them to be on the trail, and then for hunters just to eat them up on with their night action to delay them.
Yeah, which reminds me, since he started with the saboteur in his hand, I would have done the hide trick there. I would have probably either done the hide trick immediately or thrown hoax into Brussels, then gone to Amsterdam, and then hid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although there are disadvantages of doing that. I mean, if you do that, then he would have been kind of forced to either go to sea or he would have been forced to walk towards the hunters, which is risky. As it is, he's kind of put some distance between, and Piratejoe doesn't know quite where he is. Is he up in Berlin? Is he down in Italy?
Yep. Yep. I mean, he is beside Mina technically, but it's by a rail connection and not by a road. So, you know, if there was an evil presence or something, he wouldn't be found that way. So he's actually, and I don't. I mean, he's got a planned ambush, so he might be a little bit more aggressive with her.
Yeah.
Got rid of the fog, which is important. Yeah, I think blocking Munich makes sense. Yeah, you want to kind of stop. Yeah, the possibility of wolf forming. I mean, he can still wolf form east, right? But it doesn't make it. Oh, he actually absorbed it. I'm really surprised he searched that. I just assumed he was going to just go for the vampire and then backtrack to Cologne. Oh
It's
well.
more efficient to search if it's something other than a saboteur.
That's true. Yeah,
Now.
that's definitely true. Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Assuming he has a stake, then you know the vampire's going to be dealt with anyway, so it doesn't really make a huge difference.
Are we hearing any of his thoughts, or is
I
that muted?
muted it just for now. I don't know if he was talking too much or not.
Maybe I'll sneak into Spain. No, I don't want to be just too close to Seward.
Ooh, we want to be close to Mina, who has planned ambush. Ooh.
Protect myself just in case. No, I already have a vampire down. 2 wolves.
You get more info from the wolves, yeah. Ooh, that's a dangerous game he's playing. But I suppose it's only going to be... Actually, no, Seward could get there with a chartered carriage, but the fact that Konami's delay, there's no chance of that happening. And then what does he do? That's the thing, right? Once he's 90 on to 60, then where does he go?
What are you gonna do? You're gonna go into 9?
Okay, that makes sense why he searched it with Godalming, right? If he's going to move Seward up to deal with it, okay. In some ways now, he probably wishes he did go into Spain.
Oh well.
Yeah, because he could have been in 15 now, and then he wolf forms into Spain or something, or just keeps going normally into Spain.
Well, yeah, but he didn't know at the time that Seward was going to.
No, of course not.
North.
Of course not. In hindsight, it's so easy. Yeah.
So Mina's moved out of Munich. I think Munich is the best spot on the map to wolf form from, because even though Strasbourg has, you may have more wolf form locations, the difficulty of getting to all the possible locations from Munich is greater.
Especially since we haven't seen any horses yet, and he's used a renewed vigor. Potentially.
Yeah.
Piratejoe's. Oh, he's used 3 stakes already. Wow. Okay.
Garlic. 2 stakes are gone.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't get caught right now in Munich. But even then, it's only going to be Mina. Yeah. Yeah, I think you take the opportunity, but then Piratejoe might realise that and backtrack to Munich. But
I'm really gonna follow her. I'm definitely playing one.
Yeah, to soften her up if she does move back before the combat.
yeah, and even then, it means that there's 3 stakes there. There's a Reckless out and a new Vampire. They can't stop both with stakes, so they're going to have to start committing to fights. Good Army's going to get delayed for a bit, so that works for Drac. Yeah. Interesting. Why would he do that? To trade a double horse, maybe?
Or to just search different places to get a sense of where the trail is. I might have moved Seward back there to cover Spain, but
I think it's probably for... I reckon it'd be for a trade. Oh, he actually moved her back into Munich. Wow, okay. I mean, he's got a planned ambush, so it's not too bad for Mina. He can probably get out of it.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's a shame, because then he knows he's found it, right? You kind of wanted that. You kind of didn't want him to know that he's going east for a little while. I just have a mesmerize.
So just play the fangs and get the 2 damage if she escapes.
Yeah. I know he revealed garlic, but yeah, you just go for it, right? Yeah. Yeah, just get 2 damage in.
Yeah. I can kind of understand that, though, because she might have opened with dodge or garlic, but it didn't work.
It was a really poor hand, because he had like 3 escapes, so that's pretty... Yeah. That's unfortunate. That makes a lot of sense.
I knew you had that.
Let's hope his hand is better this time. Only 1 escape, so that's alright. Oh, we got quite a lot of strengths.
He didn't even check what his last card was before he played the Mesmerize.
Yeah. From alphabetical order, then you know it's strength. You got 2 strengths there, but still just making sure.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I figured that might happen. But the thing is, if he played Fangs, then he would have played the Garlic. Oh, and you've lost your only Mesmerize. Maybe just take Strength and force the Hunter to either play the Heavenly Host but stay in the combat, or she just escapes.
Not a good last game for me here.
Yeah, but in this situation, you could go Strength, anticipating a knife or rifle, or you could go Escape as Bat, thinking, well, maybe she will anticipate that and try to escape instead.
Oh, imagine if she pulls out a knife or something now. Oh.
Or you could go for Claws, although I don't think that's as good an option as the other 2.
No, you're not gonna... She's not anywhere near to being killed, so...
Right.
Oh, yeah. If that's strength, you see, if he just used one of the strengths, or mesmerize, right? If he'd saved the mesmerize from round 1, could he use mesmerize now? Or unless, assuming Mina didn't escape.
I want to mesmerize you if I can.
It was not a mistake. It was just a risky move that didn't work out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, at this point, she has knife and garlic, so if she plays the garlic and you play the claws, then you're down to 6.
Yeah, so you just go pure defensive and just play double strength, I'd say. You gotta try and, like, damage, minimization.
I would say so, yeah. Try to get that second escape as Bat. Maybe you can use it.
I mean, and this is because she's escaped, the claws isn't too bad, so she is softened up a little bit, and she can only heal 1 per turn, but then Seward's quite close by, so...
Yeah, so you're not able to capitalize on it.
That was bad.
I guess it would only matter if he then continued to be aggressive with Mina after the fact.
But that would have been suicidal, because both Godalming and Seward can get you for the 3v1. Maybe Van Helsing for a 4v1 if you stay put.
Oh no, what I mean is
So,
if
yeah.
what I mean is if no, as Dracula keeps moving, if Mina continues to be aggressive, I mean not Dracula being aggressive trying to kill Mina.
Right.
If he moves now to
Right.
say
Okay.
59 or 53 or something, and if Mina on her own chases, she's not going to be able to heal up as quickly.
Yeah, so there's an argument for not using wolf form immediately, but then again, he might whip out the second renewed vigor and get on you with other
Yep.
hunters as well.
Yep, and all it takes is a sense of
Or he
emergency, right?
Right. Or he might have CG. CG would actually be pretty much game over at this point.
Yeah. Oh, it's a rough one.
Maybe not, depending on how many tokens.
Or do you save wolf form until you can ascertain what sort of movement they have? But then you might just die before that. It's kind of tricky.
And where do you wolf form to?
Yeah.
The obvious move is to go east, but maybe given how much damage you take in, you do something risky here, or maybe you go down into the boot.
But if you go to the boot, you're going to have to go to C. That's the only... Oh, don't click that. Whoa.
I was like, don't hide.
Yeah, I know. Oh, man. I think I'd probably move forward to 53 here as well, to be honest, but then... problem is, if you make for the castle, you're going to be found. That's the only... People are going to know that you went there. Putting a massive flag on the board saying, oh, I went to the castle. If the hunters don't have much movement...
And you don't have wolf form, again, for a long time, so it's going to be very difficult to leave the castle.
So yes, you might want to save wolf form to get out of the castle, but then you might not get to the castle in time. It's that awkward, really awkward dilemma, right? If the hunters don't have a lot of movement, you may be able to get into the castle and out again and get to Bucharest before they can catch up with you, and then you can go to port, and then you leave, and then you're trading all the health you've gained for sea travel, which is not ideal, but... it's a tricky one. Yeah, I'm...
You know, when I play the game, whenever I do a fast horse, I draw ones.
Sounds like Roscoe. Yeah, I'm seeing parallels here with a game I played. The game I played against Mr. Green, the game that I've lost in the league so far. And I took one bad fight early, and it just really sets the tone for the whole game. You feel like you're just playing catch up all the time. It's just not a good feeling at all.
I'm doing the obvious play. I should have gone west. That'd be the non-obvious play.
Oh, maybe, but then there's a risk of like a psychic bond that you're not expecting, and you get caught.
I'm still gonna do it. I'm gonna go to Castle Dracula. That's like not even a question. You can kill me. It's fine.
It seemed that the hunters didn't have much movement, but now it seems that they do.
So sometimes when I'm playing hunters, I do think sometimes, should...
Garlic. How come it didn't show in her combat hand then?
Oh, it did. The garlic would have been there. Sometimes as hunters I think, do I reveal my horses early? If I can get somewhere else by just normal walking or by rail, do I just not tell Dracula that I've got horses, so then he underestimates my movement? But sometimes you have to use them.
Yeah.
He's going to get a couple roadblocks from this. So he might be able to utilize this. Yeah, I'd probably just mature it, honestly, yeah. But where do you block it? as the map lights up like a Christmas tree.
Because there's so many locations where there's both a road and a rail connection.
Yeah. Yeah, do you
do it? As you said, Saboteur, not the best card.
You'll take what you can get at this point. You don't want to put a rumor token on that Munich
stakes in the discard. I would put one on Munich.
But there's a reckless in front of it though. I can't remember if it's in Geneva or Zurich, but there is a reckless somewhere. And if that matures, then the rumor gets white. So do you maybe save it for the one in Castle?
Good point.
The one in where is he now? He's in 28. Do you save it for the one in 28? I'd probably say yes.
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh, yeah, oh, he's got horses. He
Goes around it.
just rode around it. Yeah, but then imagine if he. But I mean, even if he rolled slow, it doesn't matter because he would have got there tomorrow.
But it would have taken him an extra turn.
Yes. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. But then Stewart seems like he's the one who's staying back and sort of mopping up things anyway, so it's not like he's needed for the chase east. Or just the chase in general. Ah, he didn't look at the combat screen, he doesn't know what he's got. You don't know if he's got a stake or not. This is kind of important. Like, you need to know if Stewart has a stake or not, because that does kind of change how you play the combat.
Tempted to fang him.
Yeah, get a point out of it? There you go. So he knows he has no stake. So he's going to be trying to killing this.
Yeah.
He might just play a heavenly host to try and kill it immediately.
Yeah, he might.
Oh, he plays a pistol. Oh, man. Fang would...
Bullets.
Nope, doesn't have it. Fangs, at least you'd have got a point out of it. The vampire would have been in the same health situation, but at least we'd have got a point out of it. Yeah, not many people expect a pistol start, to be honest, so I mean, I don't blame him for that.
I am not doing a good job in this combat. It's like I'm trying to be random, and I'm just getting boned.
Is that Dracula's job, though, to be random?
Yeah, I'm tempted to do that.
I don't know.
Mesmerize.
Well, that works. He's mesmerized. So that's okay. I talk a lot in my videos about like combat objective, and I feel like this is like a really like thing that's not talked about very much. When you go into combat, you have to think about what is it I'm actually trying to do. Are you trying to really hurt the hunter? But if the vampire dies, doesn't. Oh wow, he actually escaped from it.
I got my health back too.
Oh, I thought you tried to kill it. Oh, fair enough. Maybe he's got a stake on somebody else.
On the board.
Or maybe he'll let it get wiped. Just let it mature. How you played pistol first? I thought before you would have gone for it. Maybe the mesmerize put him off. Sometimes it can seem really tempting. Oh, let's just try and do as much damage to the hunter as possible. But sometimes just keeping the vampire alive is more of a nuisance because it dedicates more resources over to it.
Yeah, and Seward can heal so quickly, damage against him is almost meaningless.
Yeah, because he's not going to search it at night, right? So, yeah, he's just going to heal up again. Then he might just try again in the morning, or he might just let it mature. If it matures, he gets his wolf form back, so that's actually not too bad for him. So he might actually be able to get to the castle and then get out with a... Well, he might be able to get out of Galatz with a wolf form. But he's going to have a lot of hunters on his trail. Yeah, that's going to be...
I would go to Bucharest at this point and throw down a defensive... Oh, a night supply.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Now with that, you can go to Bucharest, and if they rail to it, they're 2 away, but you have false tip.
False tip.
Oh, yeah. And you could punt them back the other direction, so they end up back in Venice again. Especially somebody like
If they don't have
Godalming.
good luck.
Yeah. Yeah, especially somebody like Godalming, who is potentially really well tooled up. So what would you do? You'd go to Bucharest. Would you actually then make for the castle, or you just fake going to the castle?
I would go to Bucharest, throw down a defensive encounter, then go to probably the coast. Just accept that I'm going to be limping the whole game.
I totally fucked up. I meant to mature that.
One roadblock is fine. I don't think that's the end of the world.
Well, it could have blocked the rail line to Bucharest if he'd gone there, but
that's true. And also,
I think that. Go ahead.
I meant to place a roadblock. I couldn't do
and
that.
he could have roadblocked 11 to 28, so they can't get into the castle today. I just
Well,
want.
they're not going to go into the castle. They're going to move towards it and surround it because he does not have wolf form. They seem to have very good horse economy or very good luck. I think that going into the castle was, when I was watching this, I was like, as soon as he did that, I was like, he's going to lose. Before that, I was like, well, this isn't good, but there are some things he could do.
Alright, let's see if I can stay
It's an issue. The castle is so, in terms of the map, the castle is so awkwardly placed. You can't get in and out of it very easily. It's not like just like a place where you're going to say, from Geneva to Zurich to the castle, where you just easily just walk through it and then get out the other side. It's stuck in that corner.
Right. Exactly. And it's the combination of that and the fact that by going there, you tell them exactly where you are.
Yeah.
The two of those together are what make it so very difficult to get out.
Yeah. Nope, I don't.
You do it. But I don't want to drive the bus over him. I mean, I can understand wanting to get those 5 health back. And he is a somewhat new player.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Maybe he thinks that the hunters will have more movement. And there goes the vampire.
So the wolf form's not coming back. I can see the counter argument too, because if as a Dracula player, I hate being in this situation where you've had a bad early fight, and if he then keeps going east, he's going to have to go to sea, and he's going to lose even more health. And that just feels awful. You're just playing on this awkward knife edge where then towards the later part of the game, say 3rd week, they just jump on you and they just sneeze on you and you're dead. Or heroic leap or whatever. Yeah.
But as it is, I think this is even worse.
This is because this is now like a slow, painful death where you can see it's coming, but you can't do anything about it. Because he's going to have to misdirect Klausenberg now to get out of this mess.
And that's going to kill a vampire.
Yeah, and he doesn't have another one to throw down. Yeah.
Another night supply.
You never know. I don't.
Darkness Returns.
Oh, that would help out a lot.
It'll be a quick game.
Yeah, because the vampire in Munich is too far away from maturing. It's only, I think it's Wolves in Zurich, if I remember rightly. I can't see the event discard pile. I'm not quite sure why Piratejoe's Knights Spy. Maybe he's looked at the odds, and maybe the odds are actually in his favour. He did say earlier that the risk was calculated. There's only problem with false tip. If they've got horses, false tip isn't great. So he got to Bucharest. He got to Bucharest without it. That's a problem. Yeah. The problem is by misdirecting here, you know exactly where he is. Well, I mean, I guess he could. But then if he hides, that's terrible as well, right?
Because then he's trapped, and they can just wait until one turn before wolf form comes off the trail, move the other hunters in.
Yeah.
And then all pile on him.
You got a fog, yeah, I do.
I think I don't know. That's his second fog gone, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the first one was behind the veil. I think that makes sense because otherwise they have an easy 2v1 or 3v1 if Mina has SOE or they play Renewed Vigor.
Yeah. Ah, no, she doesn't have horses though.
Oh yeah, right.
But the problem is now you've used the fog, so you can't.
Yeah, you can't use it again.
Yeah, it's one of those really awkward things. Do I need it now, or is it more beneficial later? But then you could die before you can use it later.
Exactly. So he didn't use it.
He's hoping that Van Helsing come in and he traps them both, but then you don't get as much benefit.
But then he doesn't trap them because only land. It's inland, so it would only last for. It would not trap them for a day like it would in a port.
Yeah, that's the other problem with it. Yeah.
And he does not have wolf form, so they could just jump on him the next day if they guessed right as to which way he went. And some ways are better than others.
Yeah.
Like Bucharest gets to the safety of the coast, so that would be the way, the most obvious way.
Yeah.
And they might have Renewed Vigor to be able to check multiple places.
And even if they pick wrong,
isn't
well,
good.
they could just move, like, even if he moves to Belgrade to, like, trick them to go into
no.
Bucharest,
Yeah.
My
they
whole
just
plan is fucking thwarted.
go to Bucharest anyway. Oh wow, he didn't even move Van Helsing in. Well, that's another way to solve the problem, I suppose. I mean, I guess he could have moved Van Helsing. Well, then he would have gone to Galat potentially. So yeah, keeping him where he is makes sense. Oh,
Yeah.
another
Makes sense. And
second planned ambush.
better than heroic leap. At full health, Godalming heroic leap doesn't hurt that much.
No, he can't heal up again that much, but he can absorb that 5 health really well. Yeah, especially if he's got backup. So yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Very fighting hand here. I would go with plotting. There's nothing that really crushes that. Planned ambush.
Yeah, there's two heavenly hosts have been used, so there's not the same necessity to play fangs. I mean, Gadami could have the third heavenly host, but then he has a knife. Ah, man. He would have played the knife anyway. Yeah, maybe you do play claws just to get return damage on him.
Maybe so, but with 11 health, I don't know how valuable that damage would be.
No, but he took 3 damage anyway. I don't know if then plotting... maybe plotting could be good against it. But best case scenario, you're
Well, the thing that I would do here is try to escape his bat. And I would use plotting to pick up escape his bat.
Interesting. I guess as a Dracula player, I just always assume that hunters are going to time their escape as bat cards to counter it. Like in this situation, where he's saving the knife for round 3.
Fair enough. So then maybe pick up strength, or maybe mesmerize.
Yeah. Because you're never killing Godalming unless he's just like overly aggressive for no reason. So best case scenario, you get a bite out of him, which is a point and a little bit of health back. Better than nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Gadami actually going to play knife now? He might just escape, right? Oh, he does that. Well, that's sort of...
Oh, I didn't see that as a hand in his thing.
Yeah, that makes the discussion of what to do round 1 kind of moot, because he could have just escaped immediately with Holy Circle if he'd plotted.
Yeah, so it didn't really matter what we were talking about. But assuming he didn't have that card, because like how often... But then... It's the same thing again, right, with looking at the item discard power. I mean, I didn't twig it, but yeah, I don't think there was a Holy Circle in there.
Pistol rifle.
So there is a very good chance they might have a Holy Circle in hand, especially that Gadami was so keen to move in like that.
Another Knight Supply.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. Well, I mean, he's getting away with it, so I mean it's only hide scouts, it's not... He's not getting punished for it, let's put it that way.
On average, if you Knight Supply 3 times, it's going to, as hunters, you're going to have something worse happen than a false tip. But luck's with him.
Yeah. In the game I had against Burke Marley, he Knight Supplied 5 times, he got 5 hunter cards in a row.
Lucky Burke Marley.
Yeah.
Making up for the bad luck in the game against Spain, where he Knight Supplied once and it cost him the game.
Yep. Funny how it all works out. I was kind of mad now on the he didn't. It's not like he had Mystic Research or anything. So like the averages, I'd expect at least 1 Dracula card, even if it's Roadblock. But now this is interesting because he knows he has a knife. That's it. He has nothing else because he has.
I don't think he's gonna play knife on me.
That's it. That's all he has.
Betting that he won't open with the knife.
Which in this case is right, so he's netted a damage out of it. Or netted a health, I should say, out of it. He's done 2 damage onto Gadami. Now Gadami's kind of getting to the area where, a potential claw attack could be what he could potentially kill him if he plays this right, but how much damage is he going to take in the meantime?
But this is a day fight. So claws only.
Of course it's a day fight. Of course it is. I'm just so used to not seeing it. Yeah, well, I guess you whittle him down, but he just escape to Bucharest if he's hurt that much. Yeah, trying to kill him in the day is so hard.
Yeah, and then Van Helsing could move to Bucharest to protect him if he was at like 2 health.
Yeah.
Mike next. That was a dodge, right? He probably wants to escape.
So if you win your game as Dracula against Spencer, then you can't be caught. And the final game with you and Mr. Green might be Mr. Green fighting for second place against Spencer, depending on how the Spencer-Burke-Molly match goes and IDS.
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying it to the... I did the recording just now against the game against Renfield, and yeah, I did bring that up. Assuming the results are how I think they've gone, yeah, as long as I win one of the last two, then that's it. But it's against the top, the other two in the top three, right? I'm not expecting them to be easy games at all. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I could escape there, because even if you took 2 more damage, you wouldn't care.
That was good for me.
You netted a health out of it. You'd have hoped to get more damage out of Godalming.
I probably should have clawed him.
Yeah, interesting what he does with Godalming now.
Move to Bucharest.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting that usually PJ is very aggressive. In this case, he played that as a kind of a hybrid of defense and offense, which was very effective.
Yeah. And he got the... Oh, yeah, I was wondering that if he's going to ambush, he would... 2v1 it. There's a lot of combat going on here, though. Exciting stuff. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. He got a really good fight early with Mina, and he's now trying to consolidate.
Oh, God, Mina's OP.
Let's see. Oh, this is going to be really hard.
If you can't go through... This is just a matter of how much damage can you do before the new vampire bites it.
Yeah, bites the dust. Yeah. Because he's got so many weapons, you just got to try and block them as much. I mean, he might be able to hold out and escape his mist 3rd round, and then would they risk a night fight? If it's on 1 health, they might risk it.
Fine.
Oof. Oh, she might have a second knife, and that's it dead. Yeah, that really... I mean, if we were playing board game rules, if this vampire was still alive, the vampire would mature, and then Dragon would have wolf form back to use. The way we... Digital edition...
It's a very fighting game.
He's not going to have wolf form this turn. I mean, he is on 12 health, which is good, but the thing is he's so far away from a port. Like, how is he going to escape against all this movement that the hunters have?
Probably a dodge, though.
Exactly.
That's the issue.
The get is blocked because it's on the trail unless he misdirects it. No, he can't misdirect it because he already misdirected Klausenberg.
So he's forced to move to Belgrade, basically. And as long as the hunters, box him in, it means he can't get to a port. Yeah, he's going to have to move into them eventually. Oh, yeah, this vampire's going to die because even if he gets a magical strength, the other hunter will kill it. Yeah. Mina might have day searched. But I guess you force the hunters to day search rather than ambush, so they eat up another action. I don't know if it makes too much difference.
Well, Mina became delayed, losing her day action to participate in this. So if
that's
not ambushed, then you could have day searched, and all you would have accomplished was Seward would lose his night.
Yes, I guess it doesn't make too much of a difference, does it? No.
Yeah, but that's not crucial. I mean,
no, I don't.
There are a lot of complexities to this game, but that's not crucial.
And he's done quite a lot of damage to Seward, so I know Seward can heal faster, which is, from Drago's perspective, it's a bit of a shame.
Right thinking.
Seward has guns, so just go fangs against Seward here to try to get more damage on him.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just try and maximize as much as you can.
Okay. This isn't round 4. It's round 3.
Yeah, I'm the same. You know the vampire's gonna die. So yeah, just try and maximize damage, I guess.
But this isn't that important of a mistake.
No, absolutely not. No. No, 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 no. These are just very minor things. These are just incremental kind of advantages, but no, it's not. And now, even then,
Oh well, it was a good fight.
2 damage on Seward. Yeah, it's not. It's not the end of the world. No. Yeah, Piratejoe's been very efficient about all of this. Yeah. Yeah, let nothing mature at all. Despite throwing away so many stakes early. So yeah, well played on his part. He's forced now to move to... oh no, Vienna's not on the trail because he wolf-formed to Zezged, right? So... he could go back to Vienna, or it's going to be Belgrade. He can't go back to Zezged. Belgrade's so obvious, but I think you have to do it. No, that's not ominous at all, is it? What could that be? Sense of emergency, maybe? Oh, and he has a money trail as well on Mina. Ah, man, if there's any other card other than False Tip. Yeah, and our meta False Tip's so... not very effective. But that's not Dracula's fault, obviously. Oh, hiding doesn't benefit you here because you don't get an encounter.
They should have a prompt. I know that they are going to, as you in your interview with Tom, it's going to be a while before they can make any changes, but you know, they should have a prompt like they do with other things for Dracula to say, if you do this, you're not going to place an encounter. Are you sure you wish to do this? Just like with Wolfhide and Layers not maturing encounters.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
I hope that'll be relatively simple to add.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that's just a rule misunderstanding. Yeah, if the location is revealed, weirdly, Castle Dracula doesn't work this way. But if the city card is being flipped up, so you see the name of the city, then if you hide, you don't get an encounter. And it's actually now even worse because now they can the hunters can move in even closer to him now. And he's not going to get his wolf form back in time. If his board game rules,
unless he dark calls in place, and he does have fog to protect himself if they all pile into Klausenberg. If they do not have full
yeah, so that might honestly have to be the way to do it. Oh yeah, I guess so.
Because by moving forward, you kind of create some escape options here. If you dark call and then you wolf form, because you might have gone to 17, or you might have gone to 58, unless 58's occupied, and maybe they'll guess wrong.
Yep, or 50 even, because then you might try and get to Adriatic coast or Ionian coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another option.
Or if he moves everybody in, he could potentially. Oh, I don't know. Oh, he blocks 58. That's a good move. That's a good move. I know it takes as a wolf form to say 59. They guess wrong. If Mina checks it, escapes his bat, and he's suddenly back into Western Europe again.
Exactly, and then in that case, you might even get wolf form back if she jumps on it immediately after you use wolf form. That would completely turn this situation on its head.
Yep.
And make Strider the favorite to win.
Yep. I mean, the Huns have a lot of movement, but they've got Castle Dracula to worry about. It hasn't got a rumor token, sadly.
Yeah, that's a good place to put a rumor because it's difficult for the hunters to access that if you do go there.
Oh.
He has a knife. I don't know what Van Helsing has.
I guess the only good thing about maybe moving here is because Seward's delayed, so...
Yeah. So, yeah, that 11 makes sense, because Godalming is just going to go to 6, right?
Probably. Surely he checks 6 first, right? Unless he has a speedy telegraph.
Yeah.
Because we can't... I haven't been paying attention to hunter prompts, if he has it or not. As soon as I go into commentary mode, I kind of stop paying attention to fakes so much. I think, yeah, maybe... Oh, but then Piratejoe might realise, oh, I think you're going to bluff me and go to 11 anyway, and he might get it wrong. But then he might roll slowly with Godalming, and he doesn't get there.
Let's see, if I go there, 1, 2, I can't get to C. I I go here. Both these two are going to jump on me. Let me see my hand.
I guess
I have that false tip.
11 is more limiting in the sense that if he wolfforms for 11, there's not many places he
Maybe I
could
should
go
wolf
to.
form now.
He's always having to hope there's like an escape his bat possibility, but Mina might just stay put. Especially once they realise that he's not in 6, they're not going to commit into 11. He'll just keep Mina where she is. Oh, this is a
But
tough...
then he could jump over her with wolf form to either 38 or 44.
Yeah, but then... Yeah.
If I go 1 right now, he can't move because he's delayed.
He isn't playing as badly as
both
he
have
thinks
fast
he is
horses?
overall.
No.
I think he has fast horses too. Mina
And
might
Piratejoe has had fair amount of luck, like having stakes on the right people early.
Yeah, because he's able to deal with the Reckless up in Brussels without any danger.
My best one might be to use
And also, of course,
form
getting
now with 59.
very good horse movement.
Yep.
I can't do it. Idiot. I'll go here. 11. She'll never guess it.
He may have perfect horse
And I
economy
can't
for
get
all we
2
know.
on me.
Yeah.
And I'll
But it's
put
the fact that...
guards down.
But the fact that he...
Now, I would put down the spy here in case you get jumped by Van Helsing. Although there's an argument for the bodyguards too, because Van Helsing might not have a weapon.
Yeah, agreed.
No.
I think both are good. Yeah, spy is also potentially good because you could potentially disrupt their horse economy if they decide to keep the weapon for the fight. And if you can get out of the fight, then suddenly horses are now at risk. And the fact there's another spy out, oh man, that's a good surprising return. Oh, I thought you could search. Oh, maybe he doesn't care about searching, I suppose.
An ally. No escape is
Well, yeah, if you're going to do that, why not wait to see the result of the day moves and then
Bring it at night, right?
use a surprising return to bring her as an ally at dusk before the fight. Okay,
Yeah.
that's crucial because now he can get a 2v1.
Yeah.
He knows exactly where he is.
And because if this was a spy, would he ditch one weapon when he's only got one other combat card, potentially?
Yeah.
pistol.
Okay, he has a pistol.
I mean, that's good information, but then I guess the spy would have revealed it anyway if he chose to get rid of his tickets, right? How if he can escape his bat, though?
That would be very good.
It'd be escape bat and wolf form.
Yes, then he could get places like Marseille
or even further. He can get to
Scots-word.
he can get to 54, I think, from there. He can get to Toulouse from where he is, I think. Oh no, 11. Wait, no, yeah, Marseille. You're right, Marseille. Yeah, I thought he was one space over. Yeah, Marseille. You're right.
Still, that would completely turn this around. I mean, I'd much rather be at 1 health in this situation at Marseille than at 11 health and be in this situation of being surrounded.
Yeah, I agree.
Looks like killing,
He only has to survive 2.
killing Van Helsing.
He only has to survive 2 rounds. Because he knows he has a pistol.
He's going to claw Van Helsing, and he must expect a punch, thinking that Van Helsing will expect a strength or mesmerize.
Well, that could have been worse. It could have been the pistol, I suppose. So.
Yes. What's Mina doing?
That was
Garlic.
Well, that.
Defensive on me.
Imagine they got the second holy circle between them. To stop the escaper's bat. But he's just going to wolf form out, right? And then his wolf form's not amazing. Not many options. I think he'll outrun him. Even if he wolf forms now to either 38 or 44, I think Hans will eventually outrun him.
He has nothing.
If he gets to, I don't know. If he gets to Munich, there's a lot of places you can go from Munich.
I would go strength against Van Helsing.
Yeah, same.
I want to break her knife.
Does she have one? Oh yeah, she has a knife at. Oh. Yeah, whereas you can escape his bat against Van Helsing because it's a pistol. But I'm wondering if Van Helsing has 2 weapons. He revealed the pistol, so
Yeah.
that he doesn't know that he has like a rifle or a knife. Well, I kind of get that mesmerizing Mina. See if he punches or not. Oh, wow.
Second time.
How'd you have another one?
That's all three of them. Wow, that was incredibly risky. But I guess the chance of him playing Fangs is so likely.
Because of the. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I guess the chance of Dracula playing Fangs in that situation is also quite low because he knows he has a knife, right?
God. Game over.
And Aggie.
GG.
Oh, and holy bullets! Holy moly! Oh, imagine.
Strength on, Van Helsing there was
If he had the spy,
Well,
then he would
I
have
tried.
known that, or he would have
Total
had him
defeat.
forced to discard the pistol, which would have meant the bullets were useless. But he might not have had a weapon. He might have had, I don't know, crucifix and
Yeah.
whatever. In
Wow.
which case, the bodyguards would have been more useful.
Yeah. Ah, just it swings like this. Well, so he can escape his
Yeah.
back. Oh, he's gonna be down to 1 health. But you just have to do it.
But that's the only play because you have to get away. If you don't, then they just kill you next turn.
Absolutely. Yeah, you have to escape his back here. Yeah. Oh man.
Now Munich is a lair, so if you go there, they'll know you're there.
You can't escape us back to a lair. Interestingly.
Oh, you can't.
No,
well.
I think I had a situation because you can't click on the layers. Oh, you can go to Munich. Oh, did he lair it?
I think he did. I'm not sure because you said he shouldn't be able to.
Oh, but or
It
maybe
might
I'm
still be the right move. I mean, you can't wolf form here because of
Aggie.
because we have being at 1 health.
Yeah.
Still, there are different places you can go from 38, whereas 44 is more boxed in.
But then.
I suppose there's an argument to go to Bucharest here and try to fake them out.
Yep.
Because you're in pretty dire straits here. Oh, and they're just going to psychic scan. So maybe you should go to 10, and then they psychic scan, and then you're not. They think, oh, he went to 38.
had strength,
Yeah. I didn't even think about the possibility of psychic scan. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I don't even know.
what's his face?
I don't think you can escape us back to a lair. I mean, intrinsically, there's no reason you shouldn't, but I think I tried to do. Maybe I'm talking out my ass here. Oh, that's right. He can't psychic scan because he's done it now and he's going to move at night. Oh, he should have. Why didn't he scan?
I don't know.
Oh wow, he really missed an opportunity there. But then still, like, oh man, this is so awkward because he's on 1 health. Feed is not on the. It's not going to come off the trough for ages. He's going to get 4 points out of this, unless somehow the hunters get into Castle Dracula now. Oh yeah, he really missed a trick to do that. But I guess even if he did Psychic Scan, you don't know if he's gone to 41 or 7. And from 41, you could get to 51, 42, and he actually then, that's quite a bit of distance away from the hunters, and then you can kind of go wherever you like. Oh, that's him going up to 44, I guess. Oh yeah, totally cancel that. If he has good luck, then there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, well that's just.
Come on.
It's Piratejoe who
Never
has the
seen
good luck in this
work.
one.
That's
Yeah.
bullshit.
That's unfortunate. I mean, you just have to take the gamble, right, that he doesn't have good luck.
He moved to Venice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Have you ever seen
He must have
Fast
thought he
Horses
moved
work so
Munich,
well?
Venice.
Maybe I'm tilted. I think I'm super tilted right now.
Oh, poor Strider. Oh, no. Alright, now he knows he went to... Oh, it was a lair. Oh, you're right.
It was a lair.
So he... That would be an interesting interaction if he had gone there. What would have been the situation? I guess Piratejoe didn't check
Landing
that.
on a layer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zurich, Munich, and
Oh, well spotted that you put that into a lair. Yeah. Okay, well, I might have to play test that and see if you try to escape us back to a lair, how does that work? Do you get the... I guess you'd get the encounter, right? You have to. The encounter can't be discarded.
You would be revealed.
Yes. Yeah. I guess in this situation, would it matter? Well, yeah, probably. You just at one health, you're in such dire straits. I mean, the only good thing out of this, he's going to get. Oh yeah, now it's totally revealed.
And that reveals that he's in 7 rather than 41 because it would have been both of them
Yeah.
at 41.
Yeah.
Another stroke of luck for PJ.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the only good.
Alive by the skin of my teeth.
I mean, the only good thing out of this for Strider is that he's going to get 4 points from the vampire. It'd been better if he'd rumored it, but that's, I mean, that's not on him. I don't blame him for that. There's a lot going on, and he's trying to think about staying alive, not putting down rumor tokens. So, so you know, he's up to 5 points.
5 points here. Yay.
Do you go to 27 or do you go to 30, thinking that 27 is too obvious? It probably doesn't matter at this point, but.
Because if he goes to C, he dies, right? This is so awkward.
Yeah, because if you do go to 27, then Feed's still on the trail for several turns, as is Hyde.
Oh, but because
you got the 4 points.
but because he's
matured. It's not because of the vampire maturing. So so
maybe I'll kill myself.
If he survives one turn, he can feed, and then he can go to C, and then he could go one more C location, and then
of the tournament.
That he might have a chance because he could if PJ. Oh, but PJ has money trail.
Oh yeah, I think he got rid of Rufus, so he can move 2 C space, but he's down to 1 health again.
Every time. Never a 1.
Yeah, he's quite right to be kvetching about these fast horse rolls. They're very, very important. And I think PJ hasn't rolled a 1 even once.
No, I haven't seen it, no. Oh, is he just going to go straight into Hamburg?
He had FOE. Yep. Because if he's not, then they can surround him.
Has he got heroic?
If he's not in Hamburg, then...
It's me.
I don't think it matters at this point. A punch would kill him because of Sister Agatha.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Wow, yeah.
Roll a 1. Roll a 1.
No. Wow.
Nope.
That's
it. Very, very good luck with those horses.
But maybe his course economy is actually perfect. Because it is possible. But obviously then one hunter's got really restricted movement, but it is possible.
Well,
it is, yes.
Thank
or it might be close to
perfect.
And
this tournament,
like 1 out of 8 chance of getting a 1. But a Dracula who doesn't have to deal with CG can only complain so much.
Yep.
Wait.
Fog. And wanted VH.
No, he didn't play as bad as you think he did. I think this kind of is really when the whole world's against you like that, it does feel like that. But I think a lot of it, I mean, the only thing really that I can pick hole in was just maybe the fight in Munich, which obviously set a lot of this in motion, but I don't think he played like that. I can't think of any like really, really huge mistakes. They're like really small things in combat, but like nothing critical really. Oh, and he plays the pistol. Yikes.
Yep.
I think that going to Castle Dracula was a mistake. Because they were close enough that he really couldn't have expected to get out of that without being surrounded.
Yeah. But I think, again, that's a thing where the meta that we play in, because we've got this really flexible movement with the horses, especially in this case where it seems from the outside, obviously we can't see Piratejoe's hand, but it seems from the outside that the horse economy was set up so well from the beginning. He didn't even get a chance to get in and out, because I've seen it before though, where, you know, I don't go to Castle Dracula very often, but where you go east and the hunters just keep rolling 1, 1, 1, and you just keep getting, you just stay a step ahead of them every time. But in this case, he just boxed him in, and then it was kind of the same game where I was playing with Mr. Green, right, where I thought, oh, maybe I can go to the castle. I didn't even make it, because I tried to fake him out by not going there, and he read me like a book, so he knew where I was going. Yeah. Really goes to show how like one early combat can really sort of set the tone for the whole game if it doesn't go the way that you want it to.
Yeah, and what if Mina had played Escape there, anticipating a strength on round 2 of that early combat, and he had successfully escaped his bat? He had wolf form available. He could have gone from Munich, could have gone as far as Constanta, or in the other direction, it could have gone to, say, Saragossa.
Yeah, it was like the whole map, basically, at that point.
Right.
And that just changed the whole game, because they're having to run around for ages, unless they get a really lucky hired scouts or something, trying to find you. They could take forever to do that, potentially. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I
so Escape his bat was kind of swinging for the fence there. In that early combat, playing that on round 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. But then then the flip side in alternative universe, if he'd played strength, thinking that there'd be an escaper's back, like something like a rifle or a knife coming out, and then Mina just escapes, then you're like, oh damn it, I missed an opportunity to escape his bat. But at least he could have still wolf formed after it. He wouldn't have taken so much damage, I suppose. That's kind of maybe the way to think. But where that 3 health might have been the difference. It was the same with me with the game against Mr. Green, where misplay the first round, and he got holy bullets onto me, and that 3 damage was actually what cost me. The 2 damage for the rifle didn't really matter, but it's the extra 3 on top, and it was just enough to be like, I'm so restricted to what I can do. So yeah, definitely not as bad as, like, I at least because I was getting messages from Strider about it. I thought it was going to be an absolute train wreck, but really, like, the only thing was that Munich combat. I think as one of these things, if you get stressed playing this game, things just kind of sometimes just snowball out of control a little bit, especially as Dracula, because things can go bad for you really quickly. Hunters have opportunities to recover from situations a little bit easier than Dracula can. Which I don't know how you feel about it. I think we talked about it before. I definitely feel when you see like a Dracula player who, is really on form, it's something very, very impressive to watch.
I agree. Spencer was like that in the games against Mr. Green, which he won, which unfortunately was not recorded.
Oh, that'd been a good watch. Yeah.
He got off, he escaped his bat, and after that, there was a lot that happened, but it was a convincing performance. And Mr. Green was putting up quite a fight, so it was, as you said, it was a Dracula player at the top of his game against a Hunter player at the top of his game.
Sure. It's the same.
Speaking of which, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, that was the thing when Spencer and I played and he was playing as Drac. I was also really scared because I know when he's on form. Especially, I've noticed that now recently, the way Spencer plays. When he first came in, he was all about like the layer strategy, but now he's developed into like a more well-rounded Drac, where he can use the layer strategy at the right time to his advantage, and then he can play the more conventional way when it's the right time. As a real shame that our initial game is kind of like what happened to us when we were playing in the previous league, where we got some crashes coming in, and then in the second game, I saw it and he said it that he didn't feel like he put up as good of a fight, which is a real shame. It was like, it'd have been such a good watch for everybody because he is a very competent Dracula player. So I'm happy, and obviously happy for me that he managed to get out against Mr. Green. But yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you. What were you going to say?
Just that it would be great to see either your match with Spencer or your final match with MG, perhaps with Strider or Altaris or Roscoe or another player.
Oh yeah. I mean, obviously behind the scenes you can organize it how you like. I think I haven't got time yet for the match against Spencer, but that's going to be on Thursday. So with working, because I've just got a random day off. So with working, that might not fit. But with Mr. Green, we're playing on the Saturday next week, kind of around this sort of time, a little bit earlier. So there's a lot of there's a lot of potential for people to tune in if they so wish. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be good. Well, before I finish the recording, any last words? Anything that any like sort of takeaway points for just people in general, not for Strider individually necessarily? I mean, but just people. This is why I've been doing a lot of these post-game analysis. It's not obviously Strider appreciates the feedback, I think, but it's also just for the community in general. So I think there's a lot of like learning points that everybody can take from them. So if there's anything in particular you can think of, obviously well played to Piratejoe, of course.
Yes, we shouldn't forget that he had luck, but he also used the luck well.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I know what just happened in your other game against Renfield, but don't underestimate Mina. That image of her punching the vampire has proven all too apt.
Yep. Yeah, very appropriate. Yeah, especially if she's just equipped with like a planned ambush and just the right item cards. Yeah. You gotta be. She seems such an easy target because there's 2 ways she can easily die, especially from the bite, which is maybe easier than trying to get 9 health of damage on her. But yeah, sometimes.
But there are a fair number of ways the hunters can get around that. Like your tactic of putting 2 knives on her, obviously great strength. and there are a lot of different ways, and a heroic lead, and there are a lot of different ways that things can go pear-shaped if Drac hopes for that.
Yeah.
But then again, sometimes it happens that she dies, and that's a huge swing for Dracula. So I mean,
Yeah.
you don't want to swing too far in that direction of thinking that she's strong.
Sure. No, I think it's like I was actually putting together my sort of hunter, sort of like, I'm doing like a quick, well, I say quick, it's not going to be quick because my videos never are, but like sort of like a sort of a tips video for the hunters, just kind of rattle through kind of quickly, not like really in-depth strategy, just like sort of quick tips about the hunts, and people can sort of dip in and out of it as they're learning. But I think is one thing I want to highlight is the sum of the parts, right? Each individual hunter has their own strengths, but they have their own weaknesses too. But it's just when you put them all together as a group, then you got something quite special. See, I don't see as one hunter being really OP compared to the others. They've all got their strengths, which is cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay. Well, thank you, Werecraft, for joining. This has been good fun. Hopefully, we can play a game against each other soon. It's been we played one the other week, but it'd be really cool to get you back on the channel for a game at some point. It's been a while.
Thank you. I hope that if we do, I'll do better than in our last game.
Don't worry. Well, it wasn't recorded, so it's fine. We'll see. As far as the viewers are concerned, that never happened. So. Oh, well, thanks for joining, Werecraft, and thank you for everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. So yeah, this is probably the American League is now finished. So I don't know who's won it yet. We're in suspense. I mean, maybe Werecraft, you might know if you've been tuning into some of the other matches, but I know nothing. So when the results get released on Sunday, so that'll be Sunday the 7th. This is Saturday the 6th, right? Yeah. Then we'll find out who's won. There's a three-way sort of battle at the top between Pizza Wizard, Quincy, Morris, and Randiv. Pizza Wizard definitely had the advantage because he had a one-game lead, a one-win lead over the other two, but the IDS was pretty close. So if Pizza Wizard lost and then Quincy had won or something, then it all could have changed. So we'll have to wait and see. Anticipation for that. European League, we've still got one more week to go, so it's all going to come down to the wire. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next game very soon. Bye bye.